Hey folks, Pep on the Woods here. Today I've decided to drive up on Rock Creek, and I came across Parker's Mountain through Pickett State Park and around across Rattlesnake Ridge. We're part of it. And I'm here at a place called White Oak Junction. White Oak Creek flows in right over there, and it's about dried up for right now. But White Oak Creek came out of the cooperative or co-op community in the Daniel Boone National Forest. And when I was young, you could stand here and look at the creek, and I mean, it looked like orange soda. It was so much sulfur came out of those mines, it ruined it. But the state of Kentucky really cleaned this up. Now I can look in that water down there and see minnows swimming, and it's just a real success story. And it flows into Rock Creek right there. And while it's just a trickle coming on here, Rock Creek's at full flow. But right up there above where I'm standing on this bridge is a limestone cavern. The whole creek flows underneath it and comes out downstream a whole quarter mile. And makes Rock Creek big again. It's a real neat area. I don't know if I can get down to it to show you this today or not, but I'm just gonna do the lower Rock Creek Road up to Bell Farm and head back into the Big South Fork and across Peters Mountain. So yeah, come along with me. It's a hot July day. Can't do much but drive a little and jump back in the car in the air conditioning, so that's what I'll be doing. Thanks. Wow, I don't know what to say about this. This right here was the site of Guy Kid Grocery. Still a little concrete visible, but everything else has grown up. And it was actually a gas pump right here beside the road across from the store. And I put gas in my old dirt bikes a bunch of times out of those pumps, and went in the store a whole lot of times. Man, Miss Kid made the best bologna sandwiches you ever ate. Everything was hand cut with a butcher knife, from bologna to cheese to lettuce, tomato, onions. And those sandwiches wound up being about 3 inches thick. Eat one of them, be good for the day. And they lived across the creek over here, and I'm parked right in front of the old road that went down to where they lived. And when Rock Creek was high, you had to cross it on a swinging bridge. And man, those good memories and good people. Yeah, in case you couldn't read that sign, this is the Fidelity Cemetery. And Fidelity was another one of those Stearns Coal and Lumber Company coal mining communities. Gosh, I haven't been in here to look around. I bet 35, 40 years. Can't remember much about it. Let's take a few shots and we'll move on. Yeah, there's quite a few graves in this cemetery, I couldn't hardly begin to make a estimate, and most of them are just like this, creek rocks. And what is pretty stunning to me is the number of children in here. I mean, year old, a couple of them date of death and date of birth is the same date. And while some of these cemetery headstones are pretty modern, they've still been here for more than 20 years. But at least it's kept clear and it's fairly well taken care of. Okay, back to the car, and let's dedicate our time to Rock Creek for a while. Yeah, I'm here at the Bell Farm Horse Camp. And it is pretty. Nice and clean, and man, look at this. You imagine having a fire there and a bunch of people sitting around telling old stories. And that civilian conservation sign right there, I knew something about that from growing up. My grandfather did a census way back in the late 1930s, early 1940s, and it included Bell Farm, as well as the old Fidelity mining company town back down Rock Creek. He told many stories about those days. Wish I could remember all of them and to have listened a little better anyway. All right, I just came out of there. That's the Bell Farm Horse Camp. And if you continued on up the road that way, you're heading on up to Hemlock Grove, Great Meadow, the campgrounds and stuff, and up toward the Tennessee state line. But instead, that sign will tell you Peters Mountain. We want to go that way. It's untelling what we'll see across through there. Hopefully a barrel make yourself known. Been looking for one all day. I've seen 2 deer in 2 separate places run across the road in front of me. Couldn't get to the camera in time to get a picture, and I saw a turkey hen and 2 small turkeys, maybe about a quarter of her size with her. So they're her offsprings from this year. But just didn't have time to get the camera up. But anyway, we're gonna head across that way and back toward home. Back in the spring, some of our real rainy weather, this mountain right here slid off and took the road with it. Some friends of mine told me about a week or so ago that it had been repaired and reopened. And I'm glad it is, because it's a lot farther back than coming up Peters Mountain. Hey folks, on my way back home, I'm here at Leatherwood Ford and the old original low water bridge from back in the day. Yeah, thanks for coming along with me. Just a drive and some short hikes, and got to see some places familiar to me from my younger days, growing up all the way through probably my mid-30s. I spent a lot of time on Rock Creek. But, and I saw a bear. Finally got one on film. I actually saw two more, but I couldn't get any of them on camera, but I got the one. Happy about that. You know, appreciate you for coming along. You know, I do. It's Papa in the woods. Like I usually say, as long as you guys keep watching them, I'll keep making them. So, see ya.